Cercal, Portugal, April 2020. Witness Notes 25. After you have read these introductory paragraphs once, you can skip to the new, old content here. If you are listening, then the timestamp is around the 2-minute 45-second mark. Introduction. The word settle to me carries connotations I am keen to avoid. I have never felt settled, or perhaps I cannot recall a time I felt settled. I do not feel settled now, writing this, and I've lived in the same house for 3.5 years. Without even discussing the obvious issues of colonisation, I just don't feel like I could or should settle. Better to keep my constituent parts shook up, agitated perhaps, rather than separating and stagnant. Instead, I feel as though I have been travelling for years, maybe because I have not lived in my home nation of Scotland for 8.5 years. Perhaps because I know I won't stay here forever, or maybe because I carry that concept of home in a way which differs from many. More precisely, I still think of myself as a slow traveller, globally feral. Recently, I have been revisiting places through the photographs and words I recorded when my feet crossed their soil. This is a way of reminding myself of where I have been, not just in space and time, but in mind too. It is a wonderful thing to come out of below and rediscover myself through words I crafted, through the lens of a camera, when memory has wandered in the fog for too long. Thank you, past me. When I first started sharing letters with the world in this fashion 6 or more years ago, I usually began them with a vignette of where I was, a sort of travel diary mixed with nature observation, locking in the setting for the reader before I spoke of other things, and by so doing ensuring that place fed into the whole. It was a useful device for a reader and myself both, but as these letters were sent to so few readers, and now languish archived behind a paywall, I thought it a shame not to share these snippets again. As such, I am going to share a short series of these sketches accompanied by a photograph from that time, sent to you in date order, beginning with the second eldest. I shall include the above paragraphs in each of the letters in this series, but I shall also include a link at the very start so you can skip ahead once you are familiar with the above words. If you are listening and similarly want to skip, then the timestamp you want to navigate to will be in the same place. Taken without these paragraphs, each is a short read, and I hope you enjoy them. Cercal, Portugal, April 2020. One thing the guidebooks rarely mention is the shadow of a large bird, in this case the white stork, how it plays across a landscape, adding another different dimension to the view. There is a dichotomy about the stork. One moment it shines bright and flashing in the sun, then it is higher and dark, a silhouette gliding on and on. As the birds leave the nest or approach on their flight path to land, they have a counterpart, a shadow stork. This darker bird, a twin of the silhouette, flits from white building to clay-tiled roof and back again, crossing cobbled street and azure-painted detailing, or bright geometric arroyos in between, rippling across the world below, silent, leaving not a trace, other than a brief absence of the warmth and light from the sun. I am learning much about storks, although at the time of writing we have not seen our storks on their nest for a day or two. I really hope they haven't abandoned it. Later edit. One of the birds is on the nest right now, which makes us happy. I wonder if they hid from the rainstorms. As detailed elsewhere, I am also learning about the strata of this village. Being mostly inside of late, yes, the viral elephant in the world again, means I do ensure I take the time to look out. The views on both sides of our apartment are wonderful, and if I take the right amount of time, they reveal the secrets of the local nature. Admittedly, the idea of being able to walk and cycle and explore free in the countryside around is playing on my mind. I'm looking forward to the things we'll see, the signs we'll find, a feather here, a bone there, a string of tracks, or a pear caught in the bark. However, signs can also come to me. Today, something airborne and feathered kindly deposited part of a bone on our balcony. I think it is probably from a lamb, but I may be wrong. I found several websites with details of local wildlife and nature, such as Here and Here if you are interested. great bustard, Iberian pond turtle, Iberian mongoose, Reppel's griffin. One final thing, also on the subject of nature, I am thrilled to once again have a view which is split between the land and the sky. It has been a while since I have lived somewhere with such a view available at all times, and I did not realize how much I have missed a lively sky. Being so close to the ocean means there are clouds skipping here, slowly there. There are mornings when I look outside and the flatter plain to the north is hidden beneath a blanket of mist. Sometimes the hills to the south disappear and it rains. We are in the cloud and all is water. The wind is another feature I love. Places with wind feel like home to me. Orkney did that without my noticing, and I do not take it for granted. There is a power to the sky, a power to the water and the winds. Elemental life is something too easily taken for granted, and I acknowledge this and pause. Listen to what the world tells me. Find the stories. Wait for others. Finally, if you can afford to, there are currently 2 direct ways to support my work here. The first is to take out a paid subscription. The second way to support me here is to use my Ko-fi button link to send a tip of any amount. If you enjoyed this letter and wish to share it with others, please do so. I love it when someone shares my work. I also love it when you comment on a piece. Really, really love it. Thank you. Finally, many thanks for reading. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who does.